there, great you're here for this new Travel Gretl episode. I'm super excited because it has been such a long time since I posted anything, and in this video I will show you 7 beautiful hikes between Tokyo and Kyoto. We are going to see all the colors that autumn has to offer, visit some important religious sites, and basically just walk through history. So, I hope you're ready, and let's explore! From vivid blue crater lakes and desolate snowy mountains high up in Hokkaido to subtropical wonderlands full of mangroves and coral reefs all the way south in Okinawa. Japan is home to 34 national parks, and they are simply stunning. Since we are here for only 3 weeks, it's simply impossible to see everything this country has to offer. So in this video, we will specifically focus on the heart of Japan, exploring the high peaks and old valleys of the Japanese Alps and the ancient pilgrim routes in the Kii Peninsula. Yes, we absolutely found some famous hikes and some that are more off the beaten track. So, if this is your first time going to Japan, or if you have seen some cities and want to deep dive into nature next, or if you're from Japan and just curious for an outsider's perspective, keep watching because this video is definitely here for you. We start our journey in the Central Alps, where we find one of the most famous hikes in all of Japan, the Nakasendo Trail. This path connected what is now Tokyo with Kyoto in the Edo period. It used to be over 500 kilometers long, with close to 70 post towns along the way. Nowadays, most of this trail turned into roads and highways, but some parts are definitely still well maintained. The most famous and therefore the most popular trail lies between Magome and Tsumago. This part of the trail can be done in just one day. It should take about 4 hours on a leisurely pace. Along the way you will find waterfalls, lots of trees, and of course the famous cobblestones. Other highlights of this hike include of course Magome and Tsumago themselves. 2 charming old towns full of original wooden houses, shops, museums, and of course the Ryokan inns. Ryokans are traditional guest houses in the original Japanese style. It's highly recommended to stay in one while traveling in Japan. However, if I can give you one great tip for this area, it is this place. This old farmhouse is a bit further from the trail and beautifully restored. It's lovely and quiet, and the whole atmosphere is just amazing. Whether it's sitting by the fire at night or drinking your coffee in the morning while the sun rises over the mountains, this place immediately feels like home. The owners put as much love into their guests as they did into renovating this place, which makes staying here worth a trip of its own. And if you can't get enough of history, it's also highly recommended to visit Narai. The wealthiest post town of Kiso Valley lies a bit more up north. It has the biggest collection of wooden houses and actually not that many tourists. It's great to stroll around here for a day, get some good souvenir shopping done, or start a multi-day hike along the Nakasendo Trail. Going north, we find another famous place, well known for some of Japan's most spectacular mountain views. Yes, it's Kamikochi. Marshes and small ponds are scattered along the way, and even monkeys are not a rare sight here. An animal you don't want to encounter though is the Japanese black bear, which is why you will find big bells like this along some trails. And why many hikers wear small bear bells on their backpacks. I'm no expert in how to deal with bears, but just be aware this might be something to look into while preparing for any of your hikes. Getting closer to the central area of the park, I was a bit overwhelmed with how many people were out here today. This park is known to be very crowded during summer and autumn leaf season. If you're okay with that, that's fine of course. But if you're more into quiet areas, just like me, I would take a deeper look into some of the other destinations covered in this video, like our next destination. Akasawa National Recreation Forest is crowned one of the 3 most beautiful forests of Japan. And we happened to stumble upon it by pure accident. We just saw a sign while driving indicating there was a forest railway. So we randomly followed the sign and were surprised to end up in what I can only describe as a little paradise. First of all, there is of course the forest railway. When everyone is on board, the train slowly starts moving, following the curves of the river deeper and deeper into the forest. I would highly recommend to get out on the halfway point and walk your way back. Walking around, you will be surrounded with a wide variety of trees, which creates a beautifully colored landscape. This forest is also the birthplace of Shinrin-joku, also known as forest bathing. Forest bathing can be as simple as just being calm and quiet among the trees. Breathing deeply and focus all 5 of your senses on the nature surrounding you. I have to admit I am no expert on the matter in any way, but I did find something about this forest exceptionally magical and calming. For me, this place is worth a detour anytime. We continue our journey in the Northern Alps, taking 2 gondolas up to Tsugaike National Park. The park itself is situated in an elevated meadow, which creates a stunning scenery and beautiful panoramic views. I found the higher we went, the more beautiful it got, with more autumn colors and lots of beautiful views over the mountain range. This was one of our first hikes, and I was surprised to find much of the path covered in boardwalk. But later I realized it's actually quite common in Japan, and you will find them in a lot of trails. At least the popular ones. And yes, we visited in autumn, but this place is especially known for its beauty in every season. with plenty of alpine flowers in spring and summer and an impressive amount of snow in winter. So you can experience the beauty of nature all year round. If a lot of highlights and some relatively short hikes are your cup of tea, you should definitely check out Norikura Kogen. This highland at the base of Mount Norikura is known for a multitude of attractions, including waterfalls, ponds, and of course some beautiful panoramic views. If you have a car, you can easily travel from highlight to highlight and have a very easy day of hiking with a lot of beautiful things to see. It's good to know that what I show you in this video is only a small part of what this place has to offer. So I would highly recommend to look into this place while planning your trip through Japan. And last but certainly not least, we leave the Alps for our final highlight, the Kumano Kodo. This is a network of ancient pilgrimage trails, connecting multiple sacred sites in the south of the Kii Peninsula. For over 1,000 years, people from all backgrounds have walked these trails. Not only to get from one sacred site to another, this walk has always been considered a religious experience in itself. Since the trails stretch over a large area, you could opt for a day or a multi-day hike, or even hike for weeks and you wouldn't even have seen all of them. We opted for a day hike from Yunamine Onsen to Hongu Taisha, which was slightly challenging but highly rewarding. At the heart of all of these trails, you will find the 3 most famous shrines of Kumano, also known as the Kumano Sanzan. We are not allowed to film inside because these shrines still have an important religious value today. So you will have to just believe me when I say they are definitely worth a visit. Another place you don't want to miss out on is Koyasan, or Mount Koya. It's the center of Shingon Buddhism and one of the holiest places in all of Japan. The monk Kobodashi brought this religion to Japan at around 800 AD. After wandering and searching for years, he eventually chose Koyasan as the place for his monastic community. Today there are over 100 temples and other sacred structures where Shingon believers and tourists search for relief from the stress of daily life. It's believed that Kobodashi never died. Instead, he rests in eternal meditation, providing relief to everyone who asks for salvation. You will find his mausoleum at the end of the biggest graveyard in all of Japan. If you want to learn more about Kobodashi and experience the scarcely lit cemetery at night, a guided tour by one of the local monks is, you guessed it, highly recommended. And there you go, 7 hikes that I loved during our stay in Japan. And oh my, there is still so much left to discover. Like Mount Fuji, the most famous and iconic landmark in all of Japan. And what about all of those hikes that nobody talks about? like this lonely trail we randomly found that ended up at an insanely stunning waterfall. There must be so many hidden gems out here. This video is just meant to be an inspiration and by no means a full list of everything out there. If you miss your favorite spot, please don't hesitate to share it in the comments down below. Also check the description box if you want to know more about all the places featured in this video and all the guest houses we would recommend along the way. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. See you soon. Bye!